Hello, and welcome to the Sunnydale Diaries, a podcast where I, Sean, along with my friend Melanie,
Hola,
are watching and discussing every episode of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and talk about how the themes of the episodes affect us. Today, we are talking about Season 2, Episode 18, Killed by Death, which deals with a lot of hospitalization.
Hospital set number 2.
I have many comments about
The hospital, the accuracy of the depiction.
Yes, it was. I haven't seen this one in a while.
Yeah,
and it was. I was doing a lot of deep breathing. Have you ever been hospitalized?
Yes, several times.
Yeah.
Most recently was last week. I wasn't hospitalized. I had to go to the ER because we are going to be moving soon, and so I was packing stuff, and I reached up to a top shelf to grab this back massager thing off the shelf. Unbeknownst to me, the giant power unit plug was just laying on top of it, and it slid down. And like I said to Sean, it was like a Wile E. Coyote slow motion as it plummeted towards my face, and it clocked me in the forehead, and was bleeding profusely, and I had a lot of pain. So my husband took me to the ER, and it was good in that they got us in and out really fast. I think within 2 hours we were completely done, which was amazing.
Yeah.
It was not good in that we pulled up, my husband brought me inside and said, she needs to sit down right away. I mean, I was just out of it. I was in so much pain.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Just not from even the cut on my head. Somehow it triggered a really bad migraine or something. The pain, and the headache pain was so bad. Mm-hmm. And so I didn't have my ID or anything. And they're trying to ask me questions as he was out parking the car. And I could barely talk or focus. And then this one dude comes up to me and he's like, I know this is going to be a weird question, but are you in a lot of pain?
Did he work there?
Crying. Like, I could barely talk to them. And I was like, oh my gosh, yes. I know, it was so bad. But they took good care of me.
Good.
And then I've had other, I've been in for surgery a few times. I had my gallbladder out. I was outpatient. My appendix on Christmas Eve. That was awesome. I got to spend Christmas in the hospital. Yeah, in my years of living, I've had some, and plus that I've spent, 20 years working in hospitals, so I've been in hospitals a lot.
Right.
You?
Nothing recently, thankfully.
Yes.
Had some ER trips probably about 10 years ago. They were all anxiety induced. I did not know at the time. I thought I was dying of various things. The first time, they admitted me, a nuclear stress test. They did a lot of stuff.
Whoa. You were like an episode of Chicago Med or something.
Yes.
Or House.
Some weird condition they could not figure out.
Yeah, they were doctors in a conference room somewhere brainstorming.
The whiteboard.
Yeah.
The picture of me right in the middle of the circle around it.
Strings going from Post-its to your picture.
Are you a good patient?
Yes. Even this last visit, as I was leaving, I said to the nurse or the PA, I said, I'm really sorry if I was mean to you when we first came in. He's like, no, you were just scared and in a lot of pain. It's okay. I try to be a good, nice to those people. They're so overworked.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. When I had my appendix out, the night before they took it out was the longest, most miserable night ever. And I just kept pressing the button because I just wanted more fentanyl.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure.
And they're like, we can't give you any more. You just had it. But yeah.
Yeah, I hate being admitted to the hospital. I mean, you get no rest. It's gotten to the point where I'll ask them for like Ambien or something, which I don't normally take, but just knock me out.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, with all the noises just in my room and in the hallway.
Yeah, but then they come in every 45 minutes anyway to take your vitals and do whatever they have to do. Yeah. So you're not really going to sleep anyway.
Mm-mm. You don't go there to recover.
No. But thank you to our fine healthcare providers out there that have to stay up all night and take care of us.
I may have mentioned it on here before, but I did third shift overnight in the lab for 6 months.
Yeah.
Hated it.
That's hard.
Not because of the job, but just those hours.
Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah, I know some people who've been in healthcare who've done it like 25 years.
Oof.
But if
Some people prefer that shift.
yeah. But just the constant switching of like trying to be normal on your days off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, like be normal, but like trying to, just be up during the daytime on your days off,
Yeah.
and then sleeping during the day.
Yeah.
It was rough. So yeah, especially if it's one thing to do it in the lab, but if you're like a caregiver in the overnight, it's gotta be a tough one.
Yeah. Agree. What else you got for hospitals?
Were you ever scared like Buffy was? I feel like my family was always in hospitals for various things.
Oh, yeah.
So it was like I was so used to them.
Did you ever experience spooky stuff?
Not that I remember. No.
I don't think. Yeah, no, I don't think so. There's always so many people around.
Yeah.
Now, if it were like an episode when Buffy goes in the hallway and there's nobody out there, that would be pretty scary.
Yes.
But yeah, there's always such hustle and bustle and everybody's doing stuff.
Yeah. What about when you were a kid? Were you ever hospitalized?
I know when I was really little, I don't remember it, but apparently my mom thought that I got into one of her bottles of medication and so took me to the hospital to have my stomach pumped.
Oh, no.
It turns out I did not eat her pills, but I don't remember that. Let me see. Any other? My brother was in the hospital a lot because he was a real active kid, like biking and skateboarding, and so he broke bones and
Right.
Cut off fingers and stuff. So I was in the hospital when he went into the hospital. But no, I don't think as a kid I was in a lot. Did you go to the hospital as a kid?
I had surgery to fix crossed eyes when I was 6.
You did?
Yeah. And according to my parents, they gave me too much anesthesia, and I slept an extra day and a half.
Oh my gosh.
And they would shake me. I'd wake up, and then immediately I'd be out.
Oh my gosh.
And the doctor told my parents, "Oh, boys sometimes react this way." No, there was a decimal point off somewhere.
Whoa.
Yes.
Shit. That's before malpractice suits were so common, and they were just like, "Oh well, yeah, I guess so."
Then I remember I wrote a short story for some class assignment a couple of years later about me being at that time that I was in the hospital, and then I found the secret room, and I was crawling through hallway, like through air ducts.
What?
Yeah. And then when I was going into 9th grade, my sister accidentally slammed my finger into the bathroom door.
I remember this story. Yes.
Yeah. So that was an ER trip for a broken finger. And then I was getting out of the car. I was in the front seat, and kid that my sister and I watched was getting out of the back seat. And I put my hand through where the door closes.
Yes.
So now the main open part, to lock it, and she closed it.
And your hand was like...
Well, it was my arm. It was my
zigzaggy.
wrist.
Your arm was zigzaggy.
Yeah, thankfully it wasn't broken or anything. But that was another ER trip. I fell on my sister on Halloween and broke her wrist.
Man.
We had a lot of ER trips.
Oh, I've got a good one. When the guy I was dating at the time had moved out, and so I decided to sage the house. Remember this?
Yes, I do.
I decided to sage the house to get rid of the bad juju. And he had left his pet gates at the house.
They were his?
Yes.
I don't think I knew that. Oh.
For his cat. I don't remember why the pet gate was there, but it was his. It was there because of him. And I went to step over the pet gate, and my foot caught. And I went down on the tile floor on my shoulder, and I broke my shoulder. And so my mom was there at the time, and this is the really funny part of the story. And she just heard me screaming, and so she came out. She saw me on the ground. She saw the burning sage next to me. She assumed that I had burned myself on the sage somehow, so she went and got some water. And ran back and dumped the water on me to put out the fire. She thought it was fire. So now I'm laying there with a broken shoulder on the tile floor, and I'm soaking wet, screaming.
I think I knew that, but you just telling it again.
Oh my God.
Makes it even funnier.
So yeah, that was the bad juju. Pushed me right over. It was some strong juju.
Oh man. The fact that I don't think I ever knew it was his pet gates, that makes it even worse.
Oh, yeah.
Have you ever ridden in an ambulance?
Yes. When I had just started my job at the hospital in Gainesville, In fact, I might not have even started. It might have been like just before my first day. My mom and I went to a water park in Ocala, and the first water slide we went on, at the very end of it, they were all cement, and the very end of it, there was a dip that you kind of went down this last dip, and I wasn't expecting it, and I was kind of laying back a little bit, and when I hit the dip, my head went jerked back and clonked on the cement. A lot of head issues.
Yeah.
And it hurt, of course, and then I went and I was sitting at the bottom waiting for my mom to come down, and I was crying and holding the back of my head. Now, from here on in, this is just hearsay from what my mother tells me, because I had given myself a concussion. And I guess she brought me to the nurse's office, or the first aid station at the park. And I was okay. I told them it was okay. And then we went outside and we were sitting there, and I looked at her and I said, why are we here? So she had to bring me back in, and they had to call an ambulance. The ambulance came into the park, and they carted me out of the theme park. And
You remember none of that?
I remember none. I lost the whole day. Earlier in that day, we had been to SeaWorld, and my mom kept showing me pictures of us on this roller coaster. We'd gone on this roller coaster many, many times just to get the best photo we could possibly get. And so she kept showing me the photo, and I'd go, what is that? And she's, oh, well, that was from this morning. And I go, oh, it looks like we're having fun. And then she says, like, 3 minutes later, I'd start crying or getting scared. And she'd show me the picture again, and I'd go, oh, what is that? She says she did it about 4 or 5 times until the nurse was like, just stop doing that. She's not going to remember. And I had to call work and say I can't start, for another couple of days.
I have a concussion.
I have a concussion.
Wow.
Crazy.
Yeah.
I know. That's the only time I've been in an ambulance, and I don't even remember it.
Oh, man.
I know.
I remember mine. I don't know that. I think I would rather have forgotten it. Not a fun time.
No?
Maybe, I don't know if I ever mentioned on the podcast. I know I've told you before, but went bowling.
Oh, yeah.
Drinking.
Yes.
Not drinking a lot, but people think I was like,
Drinking and bowling.
And I slipped, and suddenly my kneecap was on the right side of my knee. Yeah. Pain was so bad, I threw up all over my friend.
Oh.
And then my husband, called for an ambulance. Sent the ambulance to the wrong bowling alley.
Oh, no. So it took even longer.
Yeah. And then, they loaded me up, and the whole ride in the ambulance to the hospital. And
did they give you pain meds while you were in they can't, right? Until they
get
you in there and
assess you.
Oh, that's awful.
Yeah.
That's awful.
Yeah. That was my one, hopefully only ambulance ride.
Oh.
And that was when I was working for the hospital, so I had amazing insurance, so I don't think I had to pay anything. Now, I think like an ambulance ride, you're looking at $5,000.
I know my brother, like I said, he was really active. He was a competitive mountain biker. And I remember one of the races we went to watch him, and he broke his collarbone.
Oh.
And he didn't have insurance, and he was like, don't call an ambulance. And Mom, let's go. You can take me to the hospital in your car. And so we loaded him into her car, and she drove him, and she said every bump they went over, he was, in excruciating pain. But we're like, well, what can you do?
Yeah.
But yeah, because it's so expensive. Ugh.
Freaking healthcare.
I know. U.S. healthcare.
Why do we work in this industry?
What about you guys? Anybody got a good hospital story, ambulance story?
Email us.
thesunnydalediaries@gmail.com. We want to hear your trauma.
Yeah. So we can talk about Buffy's trauma.
Let's talk about it.
Season 2, episode 18, Killed by Death.
Killed by Death.
We start out in the cemetery.
Wait, first we start off previously on.
Yes.
And the recap is Angel's a jerk.
Yes.
Yana is dead.
Mm-hmm.
And Buffy is ready.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Poor Jenny.
Poor Yana. All right. We're going in the cemetery. She's scaling a wall, which is completely unnecessary. There's like a giant entrance and road right there.
2 feet over.
2 feet over, but she's got to pole vault over that wall.
And she's a little sniffly.
Yeah.
She's climbing.
Yep. She got a little something going on. A little germ.
And she runs into she's Buffy. She runs into Willow, Xander, and Cordelia.
Yep.
Who are like patrolling on her behalf.
Yes.
Because she's sick.
Yes. She got the flu. And Cordelia's like, we're all concerned. with how gross you look.
And there's a flu that's been going around.
Yeah.
You ever had the flu?
Yes.
It's not fun.
No. Yeah. I just remember laying there, and I just wake up every couple hours and be like, give me some more meds.
Yep.
It's miserable. It's
Yep.
sleeping and sleeping and throwing up and sleeping. Oh, it's awful.
So the fact that she's even on 2 feet.
It's impressive.
Yeah.
It's impressive. Not smart,
No.
but impressive.
The fact that her friends are not sticking up for her, but like trying to help her out by.
All right, so what are they going to do?
They're
They're not slayers.
there's 3 of
They're
them.
going to get killed.
Probably, yeah. I mean, if it
One
really
of them-
went on, yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. No, they would have been one less friend.
Yes.
I mean, they lost Jesse in the first episode. We don't want to lose another one. And then Angel shows up,
Yep.
tackles Cordelia.
Big stunt fight.
Yeah. I read they make a lot of sex noises. That's what it sounded like.
I guess, yeah.
And then, was it a burlap sack that they threw over his head? I couldn't see what it was.
I don't know, but I like then they're like, take a hike, overbite.
Yes. And then Buffy passes out.
Yes.
It's just too much.
Yeah.
And we get credits.
Yes. Then we get the credits. All right, now we get to talk about the Sunnydale Hospital.
Yeah.
Sunnydale General.
So I feel like there's very much like a trope of you just carry someone in the ER
Yeah.
screaming, they need help, and all of a sudden you're surrounded by doctors.
Yeah, and they just take her in. There's no admission process.
No.
They don't know who she is. They don't know anything. There's no wristbands. There's no scan your palm. That's the other thing. They scan your palm. It's like, Yeah.
Patient identification is very important.
Yes.
The blood banker in me likes that.
Yes. The administrator in me likes it. Organized. We got to know what's going on.
But yeah, they just
They just take her behind the doors. Yep,
Yeah.
she goes right in. And then, of course, they need the CBC Chem 7 type and screen. That's the other trope that
Oh, yeah.
they always do in the hospital scenes.
Yes. Well, I'm impressed they even got. I'm good with two of the 3. You would do a CBC, I'm good, because you would do a Chem 7, which now is a Chem 8. They added in calcium. But at the time, it was a Chem 7.
Okay.
Type and screen, she wasn't actually bleeding. Probably don't need that, but I'll let it go.
Wasn't she, though? Didn't she injure herself when she fell?
Yeah, they never really said it because she had a broken wrist, so maybe
Yeah.
she was bleeding.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
You'll let it go?
I'll allow it.
You'll let this one go?
Yes.
Okay. All right. And then everybody's waiting in the waiting room. It's actually a separate room with doors.
Mm-hmm.
It reminded me of when my husband's dad passed away. They put us in a little side room, with the dim lights, and it was I guess it was a waiting room, but I don't know. I usually just think, there's a big open lobby
Like
type
lobby.
place. That's where you're waiting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Not in Sunnydale General.
No, they
Very
have a
high
separate
class.
room. Yeah, it's high class. And then Joyce shows up 5 hours later.
I have a daughter?
Yeah.
She's here?
Just in time for the doctor to come in and say, Miss Summers, the doctor isn't going to talk to the people that brought her in. The doctor is just going to assume that this lady that just walked in, we don't know who she is. That's Miss Summers. Miss Summers.
It's family
Let
resemblance.
me give you all of this private information now before I even confirm who you are.
I mean, maybe at that point they at least knew Buffy's name. Maybe somebody finally pulled her aside. Like, hey, what's your name?
Yeah.
Do you have insurance? And the doctor wants to keep Buffy for a few days, just to see what's going on.
No. To heal.
I will say now in 2024, never would that happen.
No, they want you out.
Yes,
They're not keeping you. They're giving you some meds and sending your butt home
absolutely.
to heal.
Yes.
They're going to put your arm in a cast, give you some the Z-Pack, and...
A lot of discharge paperwork that you're not going to read and just get out.
Exactly.
But no, she's going to be admitted, and Buffy does not want to be there.
No, she doesn't. She freaks out.
So what does the doctor do?
They got this mystery syringe just at the ready. They just carry it in their pocket. Who knows what it is?
Just jams it in.
Doesn't even put it in the IV.
IV. No.
Just right in her arm.
Yes.
Yellow fluid. It's not labeled. It's not a pre-filled syringe.
It's 1998. None of those laws existed yet. Safe medications? No.
Next patient. Who else needs some?
I felt like I knew the doctor, but I looked her up and did not recognize her for anything.
All right.
And then as Buffy becomes unconscious, We find out from Joyce that Buffy had a cousin, Celia,
Yeah.
who died while Buffy was in the room with her when she was 8.
Yes. I also noticed the nurses are all wearing very traditional nursing uniforms.
Oh, I didn't know. Did they have the hat?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Like the white uniform and the white orthopedic shoes and the tights.
I think it's interesting. I don't know if they're still doing it, but like when my sister went to nursing school, which was mid-90s, they would still like do like basically like, senior pictures, but with the hat.
Yes. Yeah.
That's
a big deal
to me that they do. They at least 30 years ago now.
Yeah.
That they did that because nobody wears them anymore.
No. Anybody out there? You guys wear any nurses listening to the show? Let us know if you still do that. It seems outdated.
It does.
But, tradition.
Mm-hmm. Figs brand scrubs. That's what I see on TikTok. That's like the go-to brands, the nice ones. Figs, Figs.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Not looking for some sponsorship, but, if you want to, we'll take it. I'll have to look because I'm sure there are more hospital scenes in the future. I'll have to keep an eye on the nurses.
Mm-hmm. So sorry. That was a little sidetrack. Celia died in the hospital when Buffy was 8. And then Joyce is kind of off to the side thanking Giles for his weird, obsession with her daughter.
Thank you, librarian.
Thanks that you're always here, strangely. And let me know if you need anything. Sorry about Jenny.
I actually thought that was kind of sweet.
Well, I don't want to know anything about your love life, librarian man, but thank you for stalking my daughter, and let me know if you need anything.
And then she said, sorry, I babble when I'm nervous, and then immediately I put it in my notes. Or in front of an IRS agent. It's just drilled into my brain.
Oh, yeah.
She's a felon. I actually thought that was sweet.
A nice moment.
Yeah, that she actually, she took the time to say that to her.
All right.
And then we go to Buffy's hospital room.
Okay.
With the old...
Is this where Cordelia is talking about the thing on Buffy's face?
Right before that. Yeah, it was right before that. Like, what? No.
You know.
The thing.
That thing. Am I the only one that's noticed the thing? That was funny.
It was. Then we go to Buffy's room.
Yes.
It's got that old time clock with the twirling numbers. My dad had a clock like that. Like, oh wow, I have not seen that in a long time.
That hospital room was not like a hospital room.
No.
With like the living room lamp.
Yep.
It looked like a nursing home room.
Yeah,
almost.
yeah, you're right. More nursing home than hospital.
I was like, who's cleaning this? Who's got to clean that lampshade?
Oh, ew.
Right?
Harboring
That's
bacteria.
a very sterile environment. Okay.
Kid standing out in the hallway.
Lucky 19?
I thought it was him.
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
not.
no,
It's not.
okay, all
No.
right.
We get Freddy Krueger in a bowler hat.
Super creepy.
He's
pretty creepy.
Out of all like the monsters of the week we've had, I think he is the
He's
creepiest.
like really creepy.
Yeah. I looked up the guy who played him.
Oh, yeah?
He also played Michael Myers in the recent Halloween movies. Although apparently he's just credited as the Shape, but it's Michael Myers. No, in the Halloween movies.
Oh, okay.
Because I saw that he played the Shape, and I'm like, well, what's the Shape? And then it's actually what they call Michael Myers in the credits.
Oh, okay.
So I thought that was interesting because and he really didn't have a lot of, at least on IMDb, like acting work in between. So he went from that to Michael Myers. Thought that was interesting.
All right.
Yeah, he's creepy. Buffy's wearing an ace bandage, I noticed. So I guess she did like injure her wrist or something.
And she just, she's there in the hospital with the flu. She can barely do anything, but she's going to get up and go investigate this weird guy.
Mm-hmm. IV pole, IV bag. She had no IV.
She didn't have fluids?
All right, so we go through the scene and then it starts all over.
Yeah.
Which really confused me.
Yeah,
I was like, did I sit on the remote?
It's like a hallucination.
But the first time she did not have an IV in her. She just hopped out of bed and walked in the hallway. She doesn't have on the hospital grippy socks.
She didn't?
No.
I thought I looked at that and she did because I was looking for authenticity here.
I didn't see them.
Okay, all right.
Maybe
she was.
Okay. Because those are important.
We're going to go back and watch this. Who's going to win? Melanie. All right. So she so she gets up to investigate. There's nobody in the hallway. That's creepy.
Yes.
And then she flashes back to what I can only assume was her Celia episode, right?
Yep.
And there's torture instruments on a table in the hallway.
Yes.
Just laying there. Scary.
I thought they did a good job with the girl, and I thought she could pass for a young Buffy.
Yeah. It was pretty good. I wrote Little Buffy.
Oh.
And then she wakes up again in her bed.
Same exact scene.
Same exact
So
scene.
confused.
She removes her own IV out of her hand.
So fast. Like, at first I thought she just ripped the tape up, but no, she yanked it
that thing out.
That would be bleeding.
That would hurt.
Yes.
And be bleeding, yes. Back to the creepy hallway. At least this time there's people there.
The mopping guy. You know.
Stanford. It's Stanford Blatch from Sex and the City.
Oh, yes. Yeah, as soon as I saw him, not in this scene, but when Cordelia was talking to him, I'm like, I know him.
Stanford.
Who is that?
Yeah,
Okay.
And then they're in the hallway, and the orderlies are just wheeling a corpse down the patient hallway, the general public hallway. That does not happen. When I worked I don't know if I told you this, when I worked at the hospital in Gainesville, and our office was down by the loading docks, and so we were right where the funeral homes would come to pick up, and the morgue was always downstairs in the basement.
Yeah.
And so we'd always see them go by with the little carpet. They'd put like this, I don't know, the covering. It looks like a little carpet they put over the body. I know. The doctors are arguing in a room about experimental treatments on. I think I was trying to type flu kids, but it came out fly kids. They're fly.
And then Buffy runs into some of the kids. He comes at night. Who? Death. Ugh.
Yep. He'll come back for us.
And then back to the generic waiting room.
Yep.
Here comes Angel. Flowers.
That's nice. Did he change back? Is he a nice guy now? No. He and Xander have a confrontation.
Yep. Then we get another flashback.
Yeah.
We can only assume Buffy and Celia.
Yeah.
And Power Girl.
Yes.
To the rescue.
Superheroes, Power Girl. And poor Celia is being suffocated by pillows, and Buffy rescues her. But then Buffy flashes and sees Celia in a hospital bed. Mm-hmm. And then she wakes up.
She's got friends.
Her fever's gone. Her swelling is gone. That one night in the hospital just did wonders. Even though she took her IV out, so she's not getting the fluids she's supposed to be getting. Yeah, so the gang shows up. They've got balloons, and Willow brought her homework.
But she did it.
I know.
Because at first I was like, really?
Gift.
Oh.
You remember that when you were a kid and somebody would bring your homework to you?
Yes. Now it's all online.
Yeah.
Lucky kids.
No excuse now.
And Giles brought grapes. Was that a thing? Like, are you aware of it being a thing?
A paper bag of grapes.
Yep. And Cordelia didn't know she was supposed to bring it yet.
Oh, Cordelia. So then Buffy's she fills them in on what she saw, the creepy guy, and she's going to keep investigating, and now they're going to help her. That's good. And then Xander and Cordelia are in, what room is that? That's the file room? Is that the medical records department? Yeah. There's not one real file cabinet in that room. It's just cabinets with doors on the wall.
Yes. And what did they find?
What do they find? I don't know, but they're caught by Stanford.
Yes. And
then Cordelia is flirting with him to distract him.
She likes his nose. She can tell he works out because of that nose.
He says he took the fireman's exam, and I restrain people all the time. Oh, no, I'm all the time restraining people, is what he says.
Sidetrack, really quick.
Yeah.
The last hospital I worked at in New York, when I was working overnight, you know how they have, like, the different codes they page, like, you know.
Yeah.
Well, I don't remember which one it was, but whatever they called it, any free employee was supposed to go and help take down a hostile individual. Like, that's what they expected of us.
What?
Yeah. So if somebody was being, like, belligerent and raising a scene in the ER, we were supposed to go and tackle them, basically.
Whatever code, like code...
Whatever
code
it was.
Plaid.
Yes.
Code Plaid. You're all expected to go to wherever that was.
Yep.
Like, the whole hospital was going to converge on this
whoever was available.
Assailant.
I did not.
That's ridiculous.
Yes, I did not like that.
That's ridiculous.
Yes.
I know we used to have to do, one of our in-services was, you know, if there was some kind of situation like that, like an active shooter or something, one of the things we were supposed to do is throw something at him or...
Chuck the stapler at him.
They really do ask a lot.
Something that I thought was a little odd. So Buffy is talking about how the kids think they saw death And she thinks she saw him too.
Yeah.
And then Willow asked, did he have an hourglass? Did have an hourglass?
Yeah, and a side.
I knew the side. I wasn't thinking the hourglass. I mean, I get what the hourglass represents. I just haven't pictured it. Okay. Thank you.
So,
yeah. Then we go off to the library. The laptop has an Ethernet cable. I was very happy. Am I early?
No, you're good. Okay. Yep. That's where I am. We're researching Dr. Backer in the library.
Yes.
Yeah.
They plugged in now. It's authentic. Authentic internet.
I wrote that Dr. Backer is played by that guy. He's one of those guys that's in everything. Yes. I didn't even look him up to see what, but he was that guy.
Yep.
And then he's doing his research late at night, as all doctors do.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the head doctors, they're all staying till 10, 11 at night.
To sneak into the children's ward, which apparently is a bunch of sick kids in one room.
Well, so that used to be how it was.
But in the 90s?
They'd have a children's ward, not in the 90s.
Okay.
This hospital resembles nothing of a hospital in the 90s. Okay. I think whoever wrote this episode was in his 70s or something. I was thinking back to when he had to get his tonsils out, the children's ward.
So yeah, he's sneaking in and just injected. He used the IV this time.
Yes.
He did not wipe down the port with alcohol like you're supposed to do.
No, there's all sorts.
Yeah, they're sick already.
And something attacks him.
Yeah.
And there's blood splatter on the wall. And attacks Buffy too. And then I thought this was a pretty good effect of the doctor getting dragged down the hallway. Yes. I did think that was pretty good.
I was looking for wires. I think I did not see anything.
I didn't either. Yeah, that was pretty good. You'd see the legs going behind the wall. Yes. Classic. So the next morning, Giles and the gang show up. Poor Tina did die of fever. That's the girl that he gave the meds to. Yeah. But records show that she was improving first and then quickly deteriorating. Mm-hmm. Buffy says, no, it wasn't the doctor. The doctor is clean. Something invisible attacked him. And then, of course, Joyce shows up after everyone else.
The doctor said I could take you home. That's not how hospital discharges work. But Buffy doesn't want to go. She needs another day.
No, now she wants to stay.
She wants another $40,000 tacked onto that bill.
Oh man. I know after my ER trip this last week, I didn't really think about it until a few days later. I was like, oh, that bill is going to be coming soon, isn't it?
Yeah. But it was a freestanding ER, so maybe it won't be as much.
It is a freestanding ER? Oh, yeah, I guess it is. Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
I don't know. Our insurance isn't that great either, so I think it's going to be a lot.
Well, you know Joyce working at the gallery, her insurance.
She's got Swiss bank accounts, Sean. She's got like a locker box of cash under her bed. with priceless art. And maybe an artifact or two from the Incan section of the library.
Xander and Will used to play doctor all the time.
Yes, I'm real good at medical stuff since Xander and I used to play doctor all the time.
And then Giles was just violating Tina's medical records. Just going in there. Oh, man. So then we find out Willow and Buffy are in Dr. Becker's office.
Yeah.
And they were looking into his research, and he was...
They're looking in his household refrigerator.
Raising the kids' temperatures to burn the fever out of them.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think you do that. I mean, a fever does burn itself out, but I don't think you try and raise the temperature to do that, because that would be pretty dangerous with a kid.
Yes. And then Cordelia and Giles find out who the monster is.
They're Kinderstod.
Yes. Which means child death.
Yes.
Played by James Jude Courtney.
Okay.
So Buffy decides, I'm going to give myself a fever. And she takes some of the water.
Yes.
And puts it in more water.
Yes.
And apparently her temperature is getting up to 107. That's pretty high.
That's really high.
Like, I know she's a slayer
really
and all,
high.
but that's...
She's not walking around
with
107.
Well, when did she change into like this? Like she's wearing like this kind of cute top. I don't know if you noticed it.
I did notice.
So it's like, when the heck did that happen? Like, where's her hospital gown?
I don't know. Maybe she's just wearing the hospital gown over that. I don't know. Or maybe because she was going to be discharged, they let her put on her regular clothes.
Okay.
Because Joyce was going to take her home.
Right. Okay.
I don't know. We missed it when they were talking about Kinderstod, that Buffy has a flashback to Celia that she was the Kinderstod must have been sitting on her chest and scaring her.
That definitely would be traumatizing.
Yeah, it would. Okay, but Buffy is on the drugs. She's gonna see what that does. And I wrote a note that the doctor says, okay, now act like you have a fever. And that was her just kind of stumbling around, very much like, okay, act like you're drunk. She walks by the kids' ward, and all the kids are gone. Mm-hmm. Oh, man, what happened?
And there's also a basement access door.
Of course there is.
In the children's ward.
Of course there is. The kids are running away through the hospital catacombs. I don't know what's down there, except there is water pouring from the ceiling. Where is that coming from, and how have they left that? How have they not fixed that?
And then the doctor sees Buffy out of bed.
Yep.
So you need to go back to bed. And
yep.
She calls security.
Yep.
Buffy runs off, and then Willow starts hallucinating about frogs.
Frogs all over me! that was pretty good.
Did you tie it back to Don't Warn the Tadpoles?
No.
Oh, I just did it for you.
Thank you, Sean.
Sure. She does not like frogs.
Making connections.
She has frog fear.
She does have frog fear. Okay, that figures then. Okay. Kinderstod is in the basement, and the kids are hiding. He drags one of the kids away, but throws him to the side while he goes after the group. And then, this is the part where I went, the eye stalks.
Yes.
The eye stalks and some horrible stop animation. I wrote, it was Large Marge.
Yes.
Stop animation.
Yes, it was. Yeah, that was gross.
It was
I knew it was happening. It was going to come up.
You knew it was coming?
Like, oh, gross.
Ugh.
But then as he's doing it, she just wails on him.
Yeah.
You make me sick.
Yeah.
Good line.
He puts on his hat and he's going to gorge on Buffy. They use the same exact stop animation. The same exact
I had to.
footage.
I took a picture of my phone and then went to the second scene and looked, and exactly the same.
Exact.
You know, and then she broke his neck. I thought it would have been cool if she would have like grabbed the stalks and pulled him.
No!
Where did they go? She snapped her neck, and the stalks are. You'd think they'd be like flopping around.
If she had been holding the stalks, they would have stayed, but she wasn't. So they just
immediately retracted. Oh, they. Oh, my speak theory. I like it.
They just leave him there.
Yep.
There's an invisible corpse now. Like the hospital workers are gonna be like, "What is that smell?"
He's just gonna be walking randomly. What did I fall over? There's nothing there.
Okay, so then we're at home, and Joyce is waiting on Buffy and making her a sandwich. And the drink she makes her 2 parts orange juice and 1 part grapefruit.
I'm not a grapefruit juice guy.
No?
No.
I like grapefruit juice, but I don't know that would taste good.
No.
And then they're all kind of being jerks to Joyce. They're like, she's like, I asked for different kind of peanut butter and
crunchy and more jelly.
And I was like, all right.
You had the flip.
Needy, yeah. And then the friends too are kind of jerks. Yeah.
Yeah, Willow wanted another drink because she's so comfy.
It was so comfy. I'd be like, yeah, I would be comfy too on the couch right now if I didn't have to wait on you, ungrateful children.
Xander wanted some more cheesy crackers.
I'm going to take Joyce's side for one time here and be like, you can go get yourself.
Yep. Xander was drinking a Surge. Do you remember Surge?
Yeah, I don't think I ever had one, but I remember that. Yes. Did you ever have one?
I had a Surge t-shirt. They were giving them out at college.
Yeah.
And I wore it to my job at Michael's, and I got in trouble because we weren't supposed to wear anything with logos on them.
Oh, yeah.
So whenever I see Surge.
Rebels. What do they do?
Nothing. They said, don't wear that shirt.
Oh. With your Michael's apron and no shirt?
Michael's After Dark. And Buffy got a letter.
Aw, from one of the sick kids.
Yeah, he drew a picture.
A very violent picture.
Yes, Buffy over to Kinderstod. And that's how it ended.
Kinderstod.
I thought that was a cute ending for it.
Yeah, that was okay. Yeah. Kinderstod was pretty creepy.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty creepy. Again, nothing to do with vampires, but you know, well, I guess Angel was there.
I was gonna say Angel.
There was an Angel cameo.
3 minutes.
Yeah.
How many steaks?
I would give this one 3.25 steaks because he was really creepy.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah. Favorite line?
Favorite line.
Frogs all over me.
I do like that scene.
No, I think for me it was Cordelia talking about how now we can take care of that thing on Buffy's face. You know that thing?
I'm gonna go with Cordelia. We're all concerned about how gross you look. So
Cordelia had some good lines in this episode.
All right, so that's it. Next, we have season 2, episode 19. I only have eyes for you.
Yes.
We go from eye stalks to eyes.
Or Drew.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yep. Okay. I'm ready.
All right. You want to tell them about our social media?
Let's talk about the socials. We're on everything except for X. We are the Sunnydale Diaries on all of them. Mm-hmm. Our website is thesunnydalediaries.com. And you can go there and get an invite to our Discord server.
Yeah, visit.
You can also find out there about the rules for our diorama derby. And you can email us at thesunnydalediaries@gmail.com.
Yeah.
Did I forget anything?
If you want to leave us a review or a rating, please do that.
Yes.
And just any general feedback, send it our way. We want to hear it.
Yeah. If you have a discussion topic that you think might tie into any of these episodes, we are happy to receive those as well. If you have any stories about hospitals or creepy monster guys with bowler hats or...
Eye stalks.
Eye stalks. You got opinions about eye stalks? We want to hear them.
We want to hear it.
Yeah.
All right. We will see you next time.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. Thanks.